Aries, and welcome to your November 2018 love and relationship reading. Your general reading is already posted on the channel. So the central card for you for the month is the King of Pentacles. So this might be an earth sign, male or female, or there's a much deeper meaning to the King of Pentacles if it's not a person. The King of Pentacles, all the Pentacles represent your security and your stability, okay? So some of you might be going through some sort of change in your housing, home, environment, because the Tower card is showing up in your environment card. So the central issue might be about the earth under your feet regarding your relationships. For some of you, there might be another element of the King of Pentacles is he is a very stubborn, very inflexible energy, unwilling to change and unwilling to compromise. Sometimes that's how I read the King of Pentacles, a very immovable force. It's going to be different for all of you, but there's definitely an energy of change and having to surrender your will to the higher energy, okay? So let's begin the reading. You start with a beautiful Fool card. So this is either what's behind you or where you're at now, okay? The Fool card is that beautiful free spirit within all of us. A lot of people say this is the Aries, the Aries card, but I tend to more associate the Fool card with Aquarius actually, but sort of different things. But this is about being a free spirit. So some Aries have been in quite a free space. The negative side of the Fool would be feeling like you're in a void, feeling like nothing's happening, nothing's moving. You're sort of waiting for things to change, but feeling that everything's a little bit sort of in this in-between space, because that's what the Fool represents. And then we start again in the Magician, okay? So different things for different people, guys, okay? Now, you're moving into the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is that very sort of in-between energy. When we're in the Six of Swords, it's like we've set an intention for ourselves, but we're in the space, we've set our attention, and we're allowing the forces of nature to do their work. I absolutely love the Six of Swords, and if you don't mind me jumping cards, your best path to follow is actually the Hanged Man. These are very similar energies, Aries. So when we try and create things in our life, there's two energies. There's the Mars energy of direction and drive, which we need to combine with the energies of surrender, allowing and letting go. So you're very much moving into a period of allowing the forces of nature to take you forward. Very nice place to be. I'm going to stop for a minute and I'll actually come back to that, because you've got two outcome cards. The first one is the Page of Wands. So this is about new opportunities. The Page of Wands is about desire. All the Wands cards represent desire, the forces of attraction. And I want to see where the Page of Wands is walking into. Okay, I just seen the Magician card showing up. So the Magician card is the new chapter. It's the Four Aces. So some of you might even be leaving something behind and moving into new territory. Doesn't have to be a relationship. You can be moving into a new stage of your relationship. But the Fool card and then moving to the Magician is moving into new areas of your life, new stages of creation, new stages of money, of love, of everything really, okay? So being in the in-between space can be quite a challenging space. You've been given the Four of Swords with it, which means rest, recuperate, and allow the forces of change to work in your behalf. Because when we set the seeds, and the desire you might be setting might be for this King of Pentacles, okay? So some Aries might be really attracted to this King. We need to allow time to unfold. That's a very important message for that King of Pentacles, because Pentacles energy rules time. And I cannot help thinking for some Aries that you just need to allow things to unfold for you. Because, as I said before, the best path to follow is the Hanged Man. Because the Hanged Man is someone who deliberately turns himself upside down in order to get another perspective. A lot of people don't like his energy because it sort of is about surrendering control. But the Six of Swords is a very, very similar energy, because she's in the middle of an ocean and she's in this little boat, but it's almost like, Aries, you know where you're going, you know what you want, and the process you seem to be involved in your relationships is the actual process of being in the middle of a transitional period. Because in your environment, you've got the Tower card, and the Tower card is about change. It's actually the card about revolution. Uranus is moving back into Aries. You've had it for 7 years, you got rid of it, and now it's coming back, which means there's some unfinished business that needs to be taken care of, Aries, okay? So when a planet goes back into a sign, it's because it left something there that it needs. So I think for some of you, there's maybe some business that's not been quite completed, or some of you are actually moving forward to develop a new chapter in your life. It's going to be different for everyone, but there's so many messages about new beginnings, desiring change, either in an established relationship. Some of you are even leaving some behind and moving forward. Some of you are trying to create something. And the process of creation is always planting the seed and then getting out of the way and letting the forces of creation take place, because we fall into problems when we think we're in charge, okay? Because that's simply not the case. There's greater forces at work in this world, and this message is just continuing, because your hopes and fears is the High Priestess. So for some Aries, it's almost, there's a fear if you get out the way and allow the processes to unfold, that they won't unfold in your favour, or you'll stay stuck, or things won't move the way that you want them to. The outcome is a Chariot, so that's simply not the case, because the Chariot is moving forward. You also got the Page of Wands and the Magician card, which all speak, the Magician's gone here, it flew out the deck, and then I sort of lost it, okay? But the Magician is the 4 Aces. It's the initiation, the brand new start in all areas of your life, with the Page and with the Chariot, which is the ultimate success card and personal achievement. But it definitely seems to me this is coming, this is where you're going. And a lot of November seems to be about allowing the growth process to take place, okay? I want to get an additional guide. Yeah, this card just came up twice. The King of Pentacles is with the 4 of Wands. This is about very strong stability, security, really powerful, combination of cards here. But for some of you, this new beginning is going to come with a stepping back and a surrendering. Now, Aries, this is really funny because this is my advice for everyone. It's an action-based universe, so we all need to take an action to get things moving. But the whole trick of creation is once the action is done, is to allow. The ace needs to build into the 10, okay? And that takes time. That takes us getting out of our own way and allowing the universal forces to do this. There's a little bit of fear of this, okay? And that's probably the more challenging aspect of being an Aries, because you rule that impulse to create. And the sign behind you, Pisces, is the impulse to surrender. Bringing both these energies together is almost what this reading's about. And it's basically the whole principle of intention with letting go, which is how the universe functions. And once we master that, we've basically mastered everything, Aries. Okay? Because that's what you've been asked to do. And it's so interesting that the whole central issue of the reading is about celebration, crossing a threshold with this King of Pentacles. And again, if it's not a person, it's about a new level of security and stability within your own life, okay? And obviously it's a pentacle, so it's mastering the world, okay? And I've said that a lot of times. When we master the world, we master putting down the seed and letting it grow. And it's definitely I'm sort of laughing because it's all growing into the Lover's card, union. But I don't know, a very interesting dynamic here. It's that there's great power and a great forces of attraction, but there's also a really strong need to take a step back here, Aries. And it's almost that which you fear the most is what's going to bring what you most desire the most. And it's a really cryptic message, but there's nothing I can do about it, because you got two cards of embracing the mystery, okay? But also a lot of new cards about building new beginnings and starting new chapters. And basically, I can only read the cards the way that I know them to be. But there's definitely a relation. Oh, I'm just laughing because you've now got the Ace of Cups showing up, yeah? But with the Ace of Cups comes the Moon, another mystery card with the energy of love taking you forward, which is the whole meaning of this reading, okay? Very bizarre reading, Aries, okay? I think it's definitely, as I said before, something's been left in your sign, and the powers that be are going back into Aries to try and find what's been left behind. And it might be something to do with your love and your security, your finances, that sort of thing. Okay, Aries, I'll speak to you next week. Loads of love. Bye.